Good evening, traders. So earlier today, me and Charlie filmed another one of our coaching sessions where Charlie took me through some of my recent trades and sort of gave me his opinions on how I was managing them and gave me a few more pointers on how I can potentially tweak my own system just for a little bit more of ease of management. So it was very helpful for me, and I think there's going to be a few bits in there that you guys will probably find pretty helpful, as well as just seeing, what it is I'm up to in terms of some of my analysis and some of my trades. So I'm just going to play you a very short extract where we look at my analysis of the US dollar Canadian dollar chart at present. But if you want to see the full video, then head on over to Charlie's channel and go and check it out there. And don't forget, while you're there, to subscribe to his channel, because that's where all of our coaching series is going to be. Not to mention the very new the Forex Pod podcast coming out this week, hopefully. We've already recorded our first episode and we both had a really good time chatting away. I'm really hoping that you're going to like all this new content, and go and subscribe to his channel and subscribe to my channel and enjoy all the content, and I'll see you in the next vlog.
What are you looking at here? The dollar CAD on a 4-hour time frame.
The dollar CAD. The interesting thing here was I was watching this and nothing gave me the reason to enter, and I don't. I would be looking for a short according to my system, but it would be another short dollar, and I'm not sure if it's absolutely necessary. And it didn't give me the reason for it, but it's certainly a nice chart as far as I'm concerned, because you've got this sort of short term rising. I guess it's a wedge. This sort of downtrend has started to come up against the trend line, and this isn't a box showing an area of consolidation so much as showing just an area of potential activity. Anywhere around that sort of trend line where you could get some activity, and it will either push up through here or push down through here. But I think a break of this line is quite bearish for it, and it's another thing which technically supports my sort of short outlook on the dollar, really.
I think what we've taken is the principles are the same. It doesn't matter the technique that someone is using. You're using a higher time frame MACD. Is it above or below the zero line, or sorry, the lines of the MACD lines have crossed, or the histogram is below zero. So that's your momentum is negative on the weekly chart. That's what that's showing. And you're using that as effectively your filter overall, and then you're just trying to trade in the direction of your filter, and that is just what we talk about over and over, is have a higher time frame market bias, and try and trade in the direction of that market bias. Whether you are an intraday trader using for argument's sake, a 5-minute chart, 15-minute chart, doesn't matter. You still need to use a higher time frame anchor chart to give you your filter, and that's what you're talking about here. Coming back to it, as far as exposure's concerned, well, you never know if one of your other markets hit one of the minor targets. You never know. Dollar CAD could still be a prospect if they eased. Your dollar Swiss hit one of those early targets, then your exposure's lower, so you could potentially still trade this, I guess. So it depends on timing and when they happen, but if they happen,
yeah, exactly. And I think what was the news story with the Swiss bank?
Well, the Swiss National Bank had got a little bit concerned this week that the Swiss franc becoming too strong, and so yes, they've they expressed concerns and said, well, we reserve the right to intervene in the currency markets and to weaken to sell the franc a little bit. So that was one of their threats. A lot of central banks will say these things at times, and we see it a lot with the Japanese, and then they don't actually do anything. So, but certainly it's a veiled threat there. Whether they do anything or not is another thing.
Well, yeah, I mean, whether they do or not, my stop loss is where it is, and my position is on. So we will see.